Hey folks, this is Matt Rainwater here, wishing y'all the best of Mondays, and I hope that y'all have had a wonderful weekend. Whatever your religious observances are, hope it's been great. And I want to say, I hope that for those of y'all in the northern Mississippi, Tennessee area, those of y'all who went through some of the rough weather that happened over the weekend, North Louisiana, etc., hope that y'all fared well and didn't see the worst of it. Didn't get any damage from all that. Heard there were a lot of tornadoes going through Tennessee. There are definitely some tornadoes happening, or a tornado happening in North Louisiana. Been some rough weather over Easter Sunday. But anyway, wishing y'all all the best. And today for this video, we are going to draw a strip of Batmonster. Gonna do just probably a panel or two. This is my 5th attempt at trying to record this video today, and I just did everything wrong on every single on every single attempt to start this video, and I think I finally got it. Knock on wood. But let's get going. I'm gonna do one more check before we start, just to make sure. Looks good. Anyway, as y'all can see, I am growing out my quarantine beard. And that's just because I just don't see much reason to shave right now. Not going anywhere. I'm actually going to start. I'm probably going to use this panel as a reference point because it's a moment to moment transition. Let's see here. Where'd it go? Did not paste? Doesn't look like it did. No, that should be it. Alright, let me try this one more time. Oh, you know what? This isn't plugged in. I keep doing that. I always forget. A lot of technical difficulties today. Don't know if Mercury's in retrograde. Don't know what's in retrograde today. Excuse me. But yep, quarantine beard, soup mustache, the whole mess. Just really sinking into the depravity of the pandemic, the depravity of quarantine. And so basically the idea is this whole scene, they're all going to be on. It's just going to be in flames. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all this, and I almost think I might I have to think this one through, because I don't know. Might be a skeleton thing. Let's see. I have to set up a new layer. Alright, here we go. So yeah, quarantine. Hope y'all's quarantine has been going alright. It's been going alright for me. Yesterday was the first day I left the house in quite some time, for more than like 30 minutes, just because me and my mother and sister went to go visit my grandmother, and we just had pretty basic Easter Sunday kind of thing. Both my mother and grandmother wanted to watch some preaching, so we did that. And then we ate lunch, which was mostly ham, potato salad, and green beans. Very, very uncomplicated, which I'm not complaining. It was delicious. Had a peach pie. That was about it. And then after that, we watched a movie. We watched Roman Holiday, which was an older movie. Not sure. I think it was 1950, 1956 maybe. That's total guess. I cannot tell you what year that movie was made, but Gregory Peck's in it, and I want to say Audrey Hepburn played the other main character. But it was all right. It wasn't my favorite movie. I like a lot of older movies, but that one was all right. Wasn't my favorite. All right, so I'm gonna do the skull here. Trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this. I want it to look very you know, like it's exploding. So I think that's working. I'm gonna have to, yeah, I'm gonna have to do some stuff like that. Okay, now I have this character. Strange mouse squid creature. Just filling in like the shape. Hold on. I'll turn off snapping to ruler. All right. Now, I'm not actually sure I'm going to do the skeleton for this mouse squid creature. I think keep it basic. But here's the thing. I don't think squids have bones. I don't know that, but I don't think they do. From what I understand of the science, they're supposed to have evolved from mollusks. Don't quote me on that. I'm not an expert evolutionary biologist, but they don't really have like a skeletal system situation going on. So I'm going to also do these buildings in the back. And impact lines. And then I have to figure out what I'm doing after this panel, because basically within the framework of the scene, or whatever, I don't know what sequence. It's a better word. Within the framework of the sequence, yeah, okay, let's just do that. Maybe I'll just give squid bones, even though squid bones aren't a thing. Why not? Okay. For the effect of comedy. All right, and then let's see. That looks fine. It'll look way more interesting when I'm inking it, because I'm gonna put in a little bit more of like effect and whatever. But right now I just need the basic idea for when I'm drawing. Okay. What? I have to like, I'm not really sure what's going on in the next panel. Because all this takes place in a water drop, so I guess I'm gonna go up a level. I'm gonna draw the water drops. I have a unique concept to illustrate here. don't have the scene to show y'all right now, but basically this is all taking place within the tiers of this dragon, and I'm gonna have to show the tier exploding. So right now I'm just kind of putting down the basic concepts. How do we... Complicated. This is complicated. This is where story writing gets really difficult. All right, let's refer back to, let's see, what episode or what strip? I think it was 508. Nope, further back. 504. Forward more. All right, that's 504, 506, 505, just all of them. Okay. All right. Interesting. So I think if I want to do this appropriate, quote unquote appropriately, I'm gonna have to, I am just going to thumb in that part. I just need to have an understanding of what the heck is going on. Not gonna focus on that panel. I'm just gonna focus on this panel right now for today, because I just want to do a little bit at a time on this strip. That's kind of what I have the time for. Because honestly, I should at this moment be drawing Trailer Park Warlock, to be totally quite honest. But I wanted to get a little bit of this done. So, hence why we are where we are. All right. I'm gonna make that a smaller. Yeah. I'm just gonna go straight into inks. It's a fairly easy panel. So anyway, what else is, so what has been going on for me otherwise? Signed an important contract that I can't really talk about concerning a project y'all will hear more about in the near future. I don't know how near. Got more of the tarot deck completed. The Trailer Park Warlock tarot deck. Let's see. This weekend I did. Give me a second. I'm thinking about it. It is 7 of Cups and 7 of Wands. I liked how they both turned out a lot. They're probably, so far I'd say, 2 of my favorite designs in the Minor Arcana. I think they're just kind of clever and funny. One second, I'm about to sneeze here. So, excuse me. So yeah, I think they're clever and funny, and kind of silly. And also say the Trailer Park Warlock Tarot might be the only tarot that that references the game show, the late game show host, Gene Rayburn. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna guess. No other tarot deck has has a reference to Gene Rayburn. You'll see more about that later in the week when I finally post it on social media. All right. Try not have. I want it to look like a skull, but not be too defined. Okay. This is another one of those days where I'm messing around with the my Frienden brushes. And I like this brush. I don't kind of feel concerned that this is. Yeah. Oh, I hate to say that. I'm just going to start over. I need a more defined brush, so I'm going to go with the old standby textured pen. I just did not feel good about it. I didn't feel like it was evoking the idea well enough. All right. I have to make that smaller. It's going to be a slightly slower process of doing this, but I think it's going to be worth it. Because it gives a better indication of the impact of the explosion. Like it's easier to control, sort of giving indication of the energy, so to speak. Yeah, this is way better. Sorry about that. Sorry having to start over there, but I do feel like it's worth it. Oh, also, I want to thank a new contributor on Patreon. Just in case I didn't previously, so I'll just include two because there's one other person who came on who I think I've thanked, but I want to thank them again because they're still pretty new, and that's Stephanie Tanada. And then the other person is Art of the Bart. I think it's Art of the Bart. Yeah. Thank y'all both for contributing. Means a lot to me. And for Art of the Bart, I sent out your sketch today. So hopefully you should be receiving it pretty quick. Probably today's Monday the 13th. So you'll probably have it around, let's say the 16th. Probably sooner than that even. Maybe the 14th or not the 14th. Maybe the 15th. Anyway, thanks to both of y'all. Just wanted to get that out there. For Art of the Bart had requested that I do a picture of Jake gardening because they're gardening right now and it's helping them with staying centered throughout all this pandemic stuff. So I will be posting it. I will be posting the picture that I did for them on social media pretty soon. But I like the way it turned out. I think it's pretty cool. I hope they like it too. We'll see. I like this part because I can just be kind of wild with it. I don't know if this, some of these lines are not evoking the action properly. It's the best word that I can use to describe what I'm trying to say. Like just the angle of the explosion, I want that to be reflected in how all these bits and pieces are kind of flying off. I did this effect once more in trailer. I actually did it in Trailer Park Warlock previously, and I'm kind of doing it again in Batmonster. I have a tendency to reuse gags when I've just started using them for the first time between stories, but considering that there's only doing 2 stories, I'm kind of, this one I feel like I'm trying a different angle of the same gag, which, I mean, if you ever watch Looney Tunes, it's not, or Looney Tunes or any of the like old animation shorts, it's fairly common to do variations of an idea just to see like what works even better than others. And I used to watch a lot of those cartoons. I always really liked the Tex Avery shorts. They're always really funny and really clever with their gags. It's a lot of like droopy cartoons that Tex Avery did that were just like hilarious, really funny. And then the other ones I always really liked were Tex Avery would do, I'm pretty sure it was Tex Avery, would do these shorts. And when I say he did it, I mean he was the director. There's a whole staff of animators along with those people. But Tex Avery would do these short gag-centric animations, cartoons, what have you. That would be stuff like The House of Tomorrow or like other future technology, kind of gagging on the idea of like what the world would be like if it were more convenient. Could not quote to you what the gags are because it's been so long since I've seen them. But I remember just thinking those were hilarious as a kid. I'm sure there's probably aspects of a lot of those shorts that probably don't translate as well to our modern times just because a lot of values have changed since then, but there's a lot of stuff that does carry over. It's still really funny. A lot of thought were put into those cartoons too. Like really heavy abstract sort of thinking. I have a lot of appreciation for that in animation. Don't see don't see as much of that right now. I don't entirely know why that is. I mean, there's a lot of animation direction and writing that's more, myself included, by the way, story focused, character development focused, and what that means ultimately is within a given episode, certain emotional beats need to be hit. Trying to figure out what is a good analogy to make, like between the way those things are conceptual, like old animation shorts are conceptualized versus the way television shows nowadays are conceptualized. And I'll come up with an analogy eventually. I just don't have one at the moment, but best I could put together is it's sort of the difference between making like a good single or EP versus making a concept album. Concept album, like maybe that's an okay analogy. It's very, I would say, the writing in cartoons and animation nowadays is very centered around a concept album sort of design, right? Like everything's holistic. You have a show from beginning to end that follows a full completed story with twists and turns, but everything's supposed to go together cohesively versus, say, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an album to compare, like maybe a specific album to kind of compare that to, like a concept album, let's say Dark Side of the Moon versus give me a second here, I'll think up something. I don't know, versus any 90s boy band type album. I didn't listen to a full album of NSYNC or Backstreet Boys, but I'm pretty sure they weren't concept albums, you know what I mean? Like they were designed to contain hit after hit after hit, which isn't the same as, making a fully fleshed idea in the span of a single album, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Like a Weird Al album versus, like I said, I guess Dark Side of the Moon. I mean, Dark Side of the Moon's like one of those perennial concept album sort of names that people fish out when they want to say, what is the quintessential concept album or whatever. I'm just not well versed enough to think up another example. But anyway, hope you get my idea. That's the basic premise. I will say there is a lot of that. There's more of that, and very specifically children-centric animation. There's more of that one-off gag type animation. Anyway, I think I'm going to call it for today, and I'm going to finish the rest of this strip later on in the week. I really honestly need to get working on Trailer Park Warlock here, and I still have to upload this video and get all that stuff done. So anyway, I will see y'all again next week, hopefully. And whatever's going on in your life, hope it's going well. And wishing y'all all the best. Alrighty? Talk to y'all later. Bye.